Picture this. You wake up to the sound of howler monkeys echoing through the jungle canopy, a warm breeze drifting in through your open window, and you have absolutely no idea what incredible thing is about to happen to you today. That is Costa Rica, and I am about to hand you a 7-day itinerary that skips the tourist traps, finds the hidden gems, and makes sure you are eating like a local every single night. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will have a complete day-by-day plan that balances adventure with actual rest and keeps you moving efficiently without running a marathon between every stop. Day 1. You land in San Jose, and instead of rushing out, you slow down. Check into a boutique hotel in the Barrio Amon neighborhood, which is the city's historic arts district, and most travelers completely skip it. Spend your morning walking its century-old painted Victorian mansions and street murals. In the afternoon, decompress at a local coffee shop. Evening, head to Mercado Central for your first real meal. Order a casado, which is the national dish of rice, beans, plantains, and your choice of protein. Do not leave without trying agua dulce, a warm sugarcane drink that locals have been drinking for generations. Day 2. Rise early and head to Poas Volcano National Park, roughly 90 minutes from San Jose. Get there before 10 in the morning because clouds roll in fast and you want that clear crater view. This is one of the most accessible volcanoes on the planet, and the turquoise acidic lagoon inside is genuinely surreal. After the park, stop at a small strawberry farm in the highlands of Poas for fresh strawberries with cream. In the evening, head back toward Alajuela for dinner at a family-run soda, which is what locals call a small home-style restaurant. Order the olla de carne, a traditional beef and root vegetable stew that will change your life. Day 3. Today you move to the Arenal region. The drive itself is beautiful, so take your time. Check in early if you can and spend your afternoon at Tabacon Hot Springs, which sits right along the river and has natural thermal pools surrounded by jungle. Evening dining in La Fortuna town is underrated. Find a small restaurant on the side streets rather than the main strip, and try a traditional peach palm soup called sopa de pejibaye if it is on the menu. Day 4. This is your big Arenal day. Morning hike on the lava trail at Arenal Volcano National Park. The path takes you through hardened lava fields with the volcano looming behind you, and it is properly dramatic. Afternoon is for doing absolutely nothing at your hotel or a hammock by the river. Seriously, build rest into this trip or you will burn out. Evening, grab fresh tilapia from a local spot near the lake. Arenal Lake is one of the largest artificial lakes in Latin America, and the fish farming there makes for incredibly fresh eating. Day 5. Pack up and head toward Monteverde. The road is famously bumpy, and that is just part of the experience. Arrive midday and spend your afternoon on the Monteverde Cloud Forest Reserve Hanging Bridges Trail, a series of suspension bridges through the misty cloud forest canopy. This is genuinely one of those views that does not photograph well because being inside a cloud while standing in a forest is something your camera simply cannot fully capture. Evening in Santa Elena, the small town near Monteverde, has a growing food scene. Look for a cafe serving local cheese because Monteverde has a historic dairy farming tradition and the cheese here is exceptional. Day 6. Morning in Monteverde means wildlife. Hire a local guide for a 2-hour early morning walk. Guides here know where to find the resplendent Quetzal, which is among the most visually stunning birds on Earth, and without a guide, you will likely miss it entirely. Afternoon, take the scenic zip line or the sky tram for elevated views over the cloud forest. This is your adrenaline moment if you want it. Evening, head back to Santa Elena and try a traditional tamale from a street vendor. Costa Rican tamales are wrapped in banana leaves rather than corn husks, and the flavor is distinctly different from what you might know elsewhere. Day 7. Your final day takes you to the Manuel Antonio area or Dominical on the Pacific coast if you prefer a quieter beach scene. Dominical is the hidden gem here, a small surf town with significantly fewer crowds than Manuel Antonio. Morning swim and beach walk. The jungle literally meets the sand in this part of Costa Rica, and the biodiversity visible from the beach is remarkable. Afternoon is your last chance to fully exhale, hammock, book, cold drink, repeat. For your farewell dinner, find a beachside restaurant and order fresh ceviche. Costa Rican ceviche uses lime juice and cilantro and is typically served with patacones, which are twice-fried green plantain slices, and it is the perfect final meal. A few golden rules to carry across all 7 days. First, always ask locals where they eat rather than checking a travel app. Second, mornings belong to the experience, afternoons belong to rest, evenings belong to food and conversation. Third, carry small bills and Costa Rican colognes because many of the best local spots do not accept cards. Fourth, keep transfers between spots under 30 minutes wherever possible, and this itinerary is designed to honor that, with each location clustering your activities geographically. And finally, slow down. The biggest mistake travelers make in Costa Rica is overpacking the schedule. The country's unofficial philosophy is Pura Vida, pure life, and that is not just a phrase people say. It is a genuine invitation to stop rushing and actually be where you are. If this video helped you plan your trip, hit that subscribe button because next week I am breaking down the best under-the-radar beaches in Costa Rica that most travel guides completely ignore.
See you there.